The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome at this webinar about Altair Inspire Studio. I thought let's start on time because we have a tight schedule. We don't want to soup up lots of your time, but we have a lot of interesting stuff to show you. So welcome. So today is about your creativity and how we unleash it in Inspire Studio. I'll do this webinar together with Adel Matar from Altair Engineering, the creator of Inspire. And my name is Orlando Sardaro. I'm from Design8, distributor in the Netherlands. About today, we have an hour, so I'll start with a general presentation. It will take about 10 minutes. And I'll talk a little bit about the context of Altair Inspire Studio. I think it's important. It's dull, I know, but I think it's necessary for you to position Studio correctly. After that, Adel will do a demonstration, and I'm really excited about it because I think it will be a really, really good show. And after that, we'll have some 10 minutes for questions and answers. If we don't make it on time, don't worry. We can always reconnect through email. So keep in touch. Afterwards, you will be sent the recording of today, and we will send you this presentation in PDF, so you can read it back slowly. About this technique, go to webinar. You see a small panel with a hand, and if you want to raise an issue, you can click on the hand, and we'll see that you raise your hand, and we can give you the microphone, or you can use the chat box or the question box in the panel. Okay, so let's start. So about Design8, was founded in 2005 by me, but we have over 20 years of 3D experience in-house. We are based in Tiel in the Netherlands. Today we are with 14 employees. We do sales, support, and training for the design software we sell. So we are focusing on designers and not so much on like machine design with nuts and bolts. We have been an Altair solid thinking distributor for the Benelux since 2013. So Altair, who is that? Altair is the creator of the HyperWorks suite. That is a range of products I'll focus on later. They are the holder of the solid thinking brand. They have over 30 years of simulation software experience. And I mean, that's a lot. It goes back to the 80s even. They're based in 26 countries today with over 70 offices. With 2,000 plus employees, they're a very big player in simulation. So they do simulation software, they do services also, they give training and support, and we are a reseller on behalf of them. So what is that simulation software, simulation-driven design? We say it is starting with the solution. So you take all the parameters about your design situation in the software, and the software will give you the proper start for your design. It will render a shape or it will render a force. It is in fact a reality check. So what you do is you simulate your product first, or you simulate a production process. And for that, they have a lot of products. So let's here you see a small overview of the products. Let's go onto the internet to their website. And here you have a listing of all the products they carry. So you see simulation software for fluids, simulation software for forces, for radiations, for shapes, for production methods like casting, forming, motion. It's a very, very broad portfolio of products. And here you have Inspire Studio. So that's a little bit about the context of this product we're showing today. They also have a lot of happy customers. So here are a bunch. It ranges from architecture to automotive, product design, consumer electronics. There's a lot of diverse customers, and they all are using one or more of the products found in the suite. So I mentioned HyperWorks, and I mentioned solid thinking. And what is the difference exactly? So HyperWorks is a very high-end product portfolio. It's a suite of products that is targeted at simulation engineers. So those are people who are doing simulation work all day. Before something goes into production, they simulate it. Solid thinking is targeted at design engineers. So that's more about creating shapes, creating products, creating designs. And as design aids, since we are targeting designers, we focus on solid thinking product suite. And in that suite, you will find Altair Inspire Studio. So here we are. Many of you know this product as Solid Thinking Evolve. And that has been the name for many, many years. It stems from the 90s until it got bought by Altair. And this is the interface. Maybe some of you know it. Maybe some of you work today still in Evolve. The problem with this is that now it is part of a larger suite of products, and that suite of products has a completely different interface. To give you an example, this is a topology optimization module. It's Altair Inspire Structures. And as you can see, it's a completely different interface with a nice ribbon and only one view. And it was important for Altair to align these products. So that's why Evolve got a facelift and a new name. And now, today, we present Altair Inspire Studio. You see the same interface with a ribbon of nice looking icons. It's only one view in general. You can, of course, go back to the 4 views, but it's not so much necessary anymore. And this is all about workflow. Give your workflow a boost so you reach your target design earlier. Now, this is a change for Solid Thinking Evolve users who are also present today. Just to sum it up, it is the successor of Evolve Studio. So it's just the new version. It has a new interface. It's completely rewritten. So it needs a little bit getting used to. It was also the case for us, but you'll be excited to learn it. It will open your Evolve files, but unfortunately, since it is completely rewritten, it will not retain the history. So it is advised to finish your older products in your Studio or in your Evolve version, and your new products start in Studio. It was a lot of work to rework the interface. So that is why they got a little bit behind schedule, and since they wanted to release it, some tools were not implemented yet. So you may miss a tool like the Helix or 2D drawings, but that is coming, and I'm sure Adel will show a little bit about it. Another thing that is updated is that it's now, in terms of money, subscription only. So you cannot buy a permanent license anymore, but you will lease it for a year or a month. With Studio, I hope to solve 3 problems I see today in the market. So I see my Solid Thinking Evolve users want to get onto the new version. I think a lot of people are using 3D software, and maybe the wrong software because they think they need it. They don't know about other software on the market, so they just use what everybody else is using, even though sometimes I encounter people use it, well, not so legally because it's so pretty darn expensive. And in that other software, if you're using it, you may miss a lot of freedom of form. You may miss accuracy. You may miss your flexibility because it doesn't support history of your design very well, and presentation power. And so these three problems are solved today because we provide Inspire Studio to you. So in Studio, you can do sketching. So you can do really, really accurate 2D profile modeling, all parametric. Adel will show it. And the most exciting part I find is the hybrid modeling. So you can combine all objects in one, be it NURB curves, surfaces, solids, and a very exciting new technology, PolyNURBS, also found in Evolve, not found in many other software. And Adel will show how that works. It's working with polygons, so very easy to manage. But Inspire Studio is able to make it really, really smooth, G2 continuous surface geometry. Another thing that's exciting is the history. It works a little bit different than in other software. In other software, often it is lacking, or it is building features on top of the same object. But in Inspire Studio, your previously built objects are still retained. So they get hidden and a new object is being created. So this means that you can always go back into history, find the objects that you created earlier and use them again for maybe a variant on your design. It does use the Parasolid kernel. That's the same as, for instance, SolidWorks. So it is really, really accurate geometry. And so you can really, really, with confidence, exchange your files with other 3D software applications. Now, it will give you 2D drawings again in future version, and it has implemented photo rendering. And I know there are other softwares with built-in photo rendering. In Studio, you will find the Thea render engine, which is a really, really powerful engine, and it will give you a real-time render with just the press of a button. It's really, really exciting to see how this fits your workflow. You'll see in a minute. Okay, so I think I'm done. We'll hand over the screen to Adel, and he will do the demo today. He will do a demo of about 40 minutes, model the pen that we are using in our communication about this software. He will tell a little bit about the user interface, which is handy because this for the Evolve users and for everybody else, of course. He will do some sketching, combination with solid modeling, show a little bit about how the history works. He will do some NURB surface and solid modeling, and he'll show you how the PolyNURBS will work. He'll also do a sneak peek of what's coming in future versions. It's interesting for the Evolve users as well. And of course, a beautiful photo rendering. So I'll make Adel the presenter. Let me see. And here it is.
Here I am. Hello, everyone. Thanks, Orlando.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Are you in shape?
Good. So, yeah.
Good.
Okay. Can you see my screen?
I can see it.
Good. Okay. So thanks for your introduction. I'm Adel from Altair office in Italy. So as Orlando introduced already, I'm going to show you a a brief demonstration about Altair Inspire Studio. So let's get started without losing a lot of time, and we will see directly the user interface, because I know a few of them are Evolve users. So just to introduce the difference between the two programs, even if mainly they are very similar. I mean, we have the same geometric engine and similar functionalities. But as Orlando said, the user interface is completely rewritten. So now we use ribbons. As you can see, we will start directly from sketching. You can go to curves, surfaces, PolyNURBS, modify, and so on. Aside of this, we added also something more easy. Instead of scrolling or clicking here on the ribbons, you can use as well the tool belt. If you hold Alt and click the right click, we have the ribbon, so you can choose from here all the tools. You can, of course, customize it in an easy way. I'm not going so deep to show you how you can customize it, but just go to the preferences and you can start drawing without going to the ribbons. So just press Alt and right click and this will appear. I'm not going to use now the tool belt, just to show you how the user interface is going. Okay, so let's start with an example. You saw already this example, the pen. So I'm going to the front view, just click on the polycube here. I can go and set a background image. So click here, drag it, and now go to desktop. I'm going to choose the pen image here, this one, click OK. And as you can see, we have here the image. You can assign a measure. I'm going to put 140 or 14 centimeters, and so on. Since I have the file ready, I'm going to open it. Okay. Here it is. And I will start now drawing. It's very easy. You can start with sketching or normal curves. We will see the difference between the sketching and the curves. So if you are an Evolve user, just go here, click a NURBS curve, and start drawing a NURBS curve. It's very easy, very simple. And here it is. Just double click if you want to modify it, move it, drag points. You can adjust it in an easy way. And one thing interesting about the NURBS curve, I want to show you something very nice here. What we did, double click to modify it. Now, if you need to add some points, you don't need to go anymore to the modeling tool panel and click on add points, because it's already on the curve. As you can see, once you go to the middle of the straight line and click, you can add a point directly without absolutely invoking a tool or something like add points. So we make things very easy. In order to close it, the same thing, you can drag it, position it here. You can still add points, modify it. So it's very easy. Not only, we added many powerful tools also for the curves. If you select this point, you will see here this window pop up. You can make it smooth or cusp. So any point you can make it cusp, or go back here to smooth. So we made a whole rewritten of the program, and we made everything easy. You can also, instead of the opening is here, you can make the opening here. Just select this point, make it open, and now the opening is here. So we did really very nice job on it. Now I want to delete it. Let's see now how to create a revolve. Just go to the surface ribbon, and we have here all surfaces generation. Just click on revolve, select the curve, automatically will do it. Just accept here the guide bar. Instead of the console and evolve, we have more interactive, we call it guide bar, will tell you what to do, and you can interact with it and so on. We will see this later. Now just go on it. Now, in order to edit the curve, just select it, double click on it. In this case, we are editing the revolve, so you can modify it easily. In order to select the curve, you can go back here and double click directly in the Word browser, and you switch directly to edit mode. So it's easy to do. Also, the Word browser is completely rewritten. Now you can also drag and position your objects. You can rename them, and you can search for them, and this is easy. Suppose now I want only to search for the revolve object. Just go for search, right here, revolve. As you can see, we'll isolate it and select it. So it's very easy to find objects now. Just remove it and go back here and so on. Okay. Now I'm going to switch to wireframe view. And let me draw some curves here. Go to curves, draw a NURBS curve. Here it is. Double click on it to adjust it. Of course, I'm not going to draw the whole curves because it will be annoying for you and will take a little bit of time. I'm going to show you only how to draw it. And since I have draw here all curves, I'm not going, of course, to lose a lot of time. Just go here, and here are the curves. We introduced also powerful trimming tools. Now, even if they are in 3D, let me put here, I can go to the modify. We have the trim tool. I will select all curves. I'm going now to hide here the curves. Let me hide this curve and the image. Okay, now go to the trim, select all the curves plus this one. Now we are trimming the surface, and we have few options. Since the trim tool is a projection, you can project the trimming in X, Y, or Z, or automatically will detect the direction, or you can use also perpendicular to surface. And this is the case in our example. You can use also both, keep interior or exterior, and here it is. Now I'm going to hide the curves. To hide the curves, if you are Evolve user, just select it and press H. Otherwise, just click on its icon here in the Word browser and it will be hidden. Let's see now how to make a thickness of the surface. It's very easy. Just go to the offset, select the surface. It's done. You can decide the thickness. I want 1 millimeter, press OK, and here it is. If you want a thickening to make it a complete solid, just go to thickening, activate it, and it's done. And here it is. Of course, I'm not going to do the whole pen. I'm going to show you something also interesting. Now I will hide it. And I have this object here and a circle. If I press X, we added also some deformation tools, very powerful deformation tools. In order to bend this along the curve, just go to the deformation, use the stretch tool, choose this one, right click, choose the arc, and here it is. You can decide also the angle. In this case, I want to make a precise rotation, 90 degrees, and here it is. Now, as you can see, it's completely bended along the curve. Now I'm going to make a replication, go to the modify tool, make a symmetry replication, select this one. Let me put it here on the top view so you can see better what I'm doing. I will move it, put it. Here it is. You can decide the number of copies. I can decide also to make another replication in X direction. Decide, for instance, the measure. If I want to make more copies, suppose 30, double click on it. Maybe too much. I'm going to choose copies, decide, let me decide the step 4, just to make an example, and here it is. I can make it a whole solid if I combine it. So it is one single object. We can still also use some deformation tools in order to make it more smooth, more bigger at the center. We can use the lattice. Now, if I select these points, I go to the scale, and you can scale it. No, I'm moving it in this case, of course. Okay, let me go back and switch to the scale tool. As you can see, I can reset, use the scale, just go here, select the points I want to scale, and now I can scale in one direction or two directions. And here it is. As you can see, since we are using Parasolid, it's really very fast and very powerful, even if it's a complex solid. In real time, you can edit and choose in any direction to make a scale and so on. Once you're done with it, I'm going to go back here to the surface, and here it is. Of course, I made some copies. I can remove them and so on, or move it down a little bit. And here it is. You can assign also the precise measure and put it. Here it is. Okay, so let's see another example about sketching. So if you are new or Evolve users, we added a complete new module called sketching. It's completely parametric. What's the difference between curves and sketching? Curves are free form. You can draw a curve, a rectangle, a circle, modify them in the space in your view. But if you need a more mechanical drawings or more precise with parametric, so you can use definitely the sketching. Let's make an example so you can understand better what I'm talking about. I will add also here an image. Click here. Let me choose here view, large icons. Let me use this sketch. Click OK, and here it is. Suppose I want to draw this. This is an image, and 14 centimeters. And here it is. If I press OK, now in order to draw it, just choose the polyline, choose this one, and start drawing. It's very easy, nothing special. Just go here and draw your line. You can adjust later. We have automatic snapping also, as you can see, perpendicular to your plane and so on. You can assign also the angle. Okay, once you're done, I want to hide this one just to show you what I did. Now you can modify it in a very easy way, assign measures, constraints, and so on. Just to make an example, now you can just click this and modify it. As you can see, since it is completely parametric, also the other ones will be modified. What if you need a real measure? Just go to dimension, assign a measure to this, click it. Now if I wanted to, here it is. As you can see, it's adjusted also everything. What if I need also this one to be exactly the same dimension of this? It's very easy. Just select this one. Sorry, I'm adding another dimension. This one. Let me click here. I finished. Control plus this one. Just choose the sign equal. And once you click it, now it is perfectly, as you can see, equal. I mean, if I modify this, also the other one will be modified. What if I want also this line be collinear to this on the same line? I have the same option. Just select this one and choose collinear. As you can see, you can assign very easily a lot of constraints. Now, if I modify this one, also the other one will be modified, and so on. I can do the same also for this one and this one, make collinear. So if I modify this, also the other one will be modified, and so on. So as you can see, it's really very powerful modeling, sketching, 2D drawings. Let's see also how to draw the inner part. I'm going to show again the lines. I want to draw this one. Just double click on it and click here. I click here. Now, how to make this perfectly parallel to the other line? It's very easy. Just position the mouse here and automatically will detect the parallel lines, as you can see. And now I'm sure to draw a parallel thing. Just go here and draw it parallel. By purpose, I stopped here just to show you also other functionalities and powerful tools. We have also extend. Just click on this, choose this one and this one. Automatically will extend it. I will choose again this one and this one. Automatically will extend it to this one. Let me click again here, and here it is. So it's really very easy to do things in this way. You can also modify them or attach them and so on. The same thing also here. Okay, now I'm going also to draw this one. using the same functionality. Also this one, go here, and now go here. Okay, the same thing I can use make collinear. So as you can see, it is completely modified. I can move this one. I can move the point, adjust also here. You have a lot of options anyhow. Since they are collinear, so they depends about it. Okay, once you are done with it, now you can double click outside or close it, and you can go to surfaces, click on extrusion, use the normal extrusion with caps. You can decide the measure or write it here. Suppose it's 3 or 2.5, and here it is. Let me switch to shaded mode. Just go to shaded mode, and here is the object. Of course, we have the same functionalities as Evolve. So if you want to go back to the sketch, just double click the sketch. You modify this one, just drag it, and as you can see, the whole model will be completely modified. So we still retain the construction history. Okay. Let's do other things about rounding. Just select one. I want to fillet this one. Choose the radius, and here it is. As you can see, compared to Evolve, in Evolve, you need to select all edges. But what I did here, I will repeat it just to show you. So you can still select edges, as you can see, just select single edges. Or if I click on the face, we'll select the whole edges all together. So no need to select all edges together. So it's very easy. Once you're done, just go here, modify it, and it's done. Just accept it. If I double click again, I can choose, instead of filleting, I can choose chamfer. And here it is. I can still go back to the construction history. In order to make things easier, as you can see, we have the image, the sketch, and the round. If you want to modify it, just select it and go to the extrusion in the construction history. Or you can still anyhow show or hide the source objects, and you can still see it here. In order to make it clean, you can remove it and just modify, just select here. Suppose I want 3.5, here it is, 4, and so on. So it is completely in construction history, 2.5, and it's done. Okay, now let's see other things, more powerful things about construction history. With Evolve, construction history, of course, it was powerful, but we did something more here, just to show you. This is a complete project, as you can see. We draw the lower part, the upper part, and also the cover, the handle on the other side. We have sketches, but since it's completely parametric, I mean, whatever you do, everything will be modified. Just imagine also to modify this object. What if now I modify the size of this? What will happen? It will remain inside or will follow? We will see. If I select the first sketch is made by a regular polygon, as you can see, with a circle. Now let's see if I modify the size of this from 7.5, let me put 8, press OK. As you can see, also this one will be modified. Let me put 9, so you can better see what is happening. And here it is. Everything is completely modified. Now let me go back to 7.5 because it's nicer like this. Okay. What if I want to modify the size or the extrusion? Let me go here to this one. It is a very simple cylinder extrusion. I want to make it here 1. As you can see, the upper part and also the lower part will be completely modified. 0.6. I'm going to, not the sketch, the other sketch, this one. Let me change the size of this object. Just go here, click 4, just to make an example. It will be modified, also the length. As you can see, it is completely parametric. How it's possible that everything is connected one the other? If I modify one, will be modified the other thing. In this case, thanks for also the sketching. Let me make an example, a very simple example to show you how I started and how I make links or constraints. It's very easy. Just go to sketch, choose, for instance, the polygon, choose the plane. How many sides? I want 10 sides, and draw from the center. Let me put it, and here it is. Now just go to make an extrusion, a very simple extrusion. Click on extrude, extrude this, you decide the length. I click on the caps, and here it is. We have the modeling tool panel. If I want a draft angle, just activate the draft angle and decide the angle you want to do it. And here it is. In order to make an extrusion above and to be completely constrained, just go to sketching and choose a circle. Instead of drawing it here, I will click on the face because I can choose to draw on a face. So it's very easy. Click on it, and now just draw a circle, and here it is. Now, if I double click the extrusion and modify the length, as you can see, the circle will be perfectly aligned or constrained on that face. The same thing if I go to surface, click on extrude, extrude this one, make it 4, close it, double click, click on caps, and here it is. So thanks to construction history and also the sketching that you can draw on each face, exactly you can modify and still go back to the first sketch, modify, for instance, the radius. As you can see, the object is modified. You can assign also a measure. You can go back to the second sketch, select the circle, make it bigger, and so on. So in order to draw a regular polygon on a face, it's very easy. Just click on a regular polygon, choose a face, suppose on the other face, and so on. I'm not going now to lose a lot of time on this because you understand how it works. Let me go to another example. And start drawing, for instance, an organic shape. Let me go here in the front view, choose an image plane, choose here the Vespa or scooter. Let me assign here a measure, 160 centimeters. It's done. Press F, and here it is. Just imagine to draw an object like this. Of course, it's very difficult using traditional NURBS like Loft or something like that. So we will see how we can draw it very easily in a very also nice way. You can assign a transparency to this. If it is, you can assign also another image on the back. It is another powerful functionality. Just imagine if you have a car, you have a front side, back side, and so on. So instead of adding another image, just go here and choose, just to make an example, this one. So just to show you that from one side you have an image, from the other side you have another image. So it is possible to assign different images. You can remove them easily, remove it, and we'll go back to the same image. Okay, let's see now how to draw it. You can also lock the image. If I click on this selectable, now it is not anymore selectable, so it's easy to do. I'm going to use now the PolyNURBS, starting from a polycube, drawing like this. And here it is. Since I want to make symmetric, I want to modify it. I'm going to put here, drag also these points here. Here it is. I can also delete some faces. Since the top face, I'm not going to use it. And also this face, I'm not going to use it. So it's a very simple thing. I can work also in shaded mode or in wireframe. I can add some loops now. But I want to show you something interesting. We added also symmetry, so you can assign a symmetry from any direction. So if I add now a loop here, also on the other side will be added. I'm adding some points. I will add other two loops here. And here it is. I go to the front view, switch to wireframe, and let's see now how to adjust this. It seems very difficult, but to be honest, it's really very simple to use. Just move points in order to fit your shape. You can drag it. One other thing, since we have some points here on the other side also, we have some powerful tools here in order to help people not to select the other points. You can make it half. You can flip. So you don't see the other points. You are working only on this half. So it's very easy to adjust. Now I go to the front view, modify this point, put it here. Of course, I'm not going to make the whole shape, but just to let you know how to do the thing. Very easily. Also this point. So here it is. What about the top? I have a line here. Let me draw a curve to show you what also we added here. A curve from here till here. I will move this curve and put it perfectly here. You can adjust it from the top. put it here, and here it is. I want to move it up. If I modify the points like this, sometimes it's hard to make a straight surface. So in order to adjust it perfectly, I can select the whole points here. This one, this one, this one, this one, and this one, as you can see. And we have some powerful options, align to curve. So if I click here, I can ask the PolyNURBS functionalities to align all these points on the curve. So just click it and select the curve. As you can see now, it is perfectly aligned. If I go here, so this will help you to make more precise way. Now I want to hide this curve. One other thing, just imagine if I modify the points. If I modify the points, it's hard to make it perfectly aligned on the same direction. So what we added, once you select a point, you will see some points perfectly with some arrows. So in this case, I can still move the points wherever I need, but they are perfectly aligned on this direction. So as you can see, we made a lot of powerful things. Okay, so how we can now complete our model? It's very easy. Just switch to face, select these faces, and extrude it. You can decide the measure. I can select this face, delete it, this face, delete it, and here it is. So as you can see, it seems a very difficult shape while we made it very easily. What if we want to make the whole body? Also here, it's very easy. You can extrude not only faces, but also edges. I will switch to edges, select this edge, press Alt, and I can extrude again, extrude again, and so on. Of course, I'm not going to make the whole body, but just to show you, I can still select this edge, this edge, this edge, and this edge, and this edge, press Alt, and extrude it, and here it is. I want to hide now the image just to show you what we did. So even if it's really a very complex shape, we make it very easily. You can still anyhow delete some points. Since we have here an angle, if I make a delete, we'll make it smooth. I can still drag points and make really look very nice, as you can see. Of course, I'm not going to show you the whole thing because the most important and difficult model was the body of the scooter. And as you can see, we make it very easily. At the end of the demonstration, I will show you also the rendering and the whole model completely modeled inside Altair Inspire Studio using PolyNURBS in a very simple way. All the other stuffs like the wheel and the lights and the seat, it's very easy to do it. Okay, let's see another powerful tool or example. Drawing now a steering model, a steering wheel. I'm going to the top view, surfaces, PolyNURBS, and PolyNURBS. Like this. I can decide also the height, the number of sections, of course, the subdivisions. In this case, for me, it's fine to make, let me see, 12 is fine. Or let's keep it 16, it's better. And radial subdivisions, you can choose less, In this case, 5 is fine, and it's okay. And here it is. Now, if I press N to make it smooth, as you can see, it is possible to do it. I can switch also to faces and delete. Since I'm going to make it symmetric, here it is. I can also make it smooth. Let's go back to modify, make a symmetry. Click on this, automatically will detect the symmetry, click OK, and it's already smooth. Now let's go back to the history, double click on it, and extrude this face. If I extrude it, as you can see, also on the other side will be extruded. Just extrude again. You can also make it freely. And once they are connected, automatically they will blend together. And here it is. You can still anyhow add some edges. Click OK. You can adjust them. If I click here on the top view, select these points, put them perfectly on the center. Adjust also these points. This one. Of course, I'm not going to lose a lot of time, but just to show you what you can do.
Yeah, Adel, we are running a little bit late.
Okay.
I don't think it's a problem. I mean, I love what you're doing. So at this point, if there's anyone needing to leave, but still has a question, you're invited to raise your hand, click the icon of the hand, or maybe chat in the box. If you need to leave, you're free to go. Of course, we'll send you the recording anyway. But yeah, I hope that we can just finish this webinar, Adel. So go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. Just to show also that it's possible to modify it. One last thing, it is about modeling. So before showing also the rendering stuff, you can also use the normal modeling thing. So I can add here a circle. I can go to modify, trim it, select this one and this one. So even if it is a polygonal object, you can do it. Now, if I double click on it, I can still modify the trim object and move it, decide perfectly the direction. You can go to round, select this edge, assign a radius, suppose like this, and here it is. So since it is a PolyNURBS object, I can still go back here to the circle, assign a different, let me put 9, and as you can see, also this one will be modified. Let me put 10, also the round and everything. I can still go back here to the object, select the poly tourist, select also the face, move it up, and everything will be modified. Okay, now let's see another thing about rendering. Since we don't have a lot of time, I'm going to show you also the scooter. I'm opening the file. You can see the complete model. Here it is. So this is what I did. If I double click, you can see the points. It is exactly what I did. So nothing special. Just to show you also the capabilities about the rendering engine. Now, if I click 6, press 6, we'll make an interactive rendering in the view. And here it is. Since I have different objects, just select, double click on it. You can change the color. make it different color. And in real time, you can decide to make the color you want. Let me make it greenish a little bit. Here it is. Also, the glass quality is really very powerful, and so on. We have also displacement bump. As you can see, the wheel is really realistic. Just assign a texture with black and white color, and you can make displacement, realistic displacement. Let's see another example now about the interior. And we will finish with this. If you need any example here, just to show you. This is an interior scene. If I press 6 in order to render it, there is no light. If I select, just to make an example, the windows, and assign a glass material, just select glass, thin. I can, as you can see now, you can see the light go through it. Here it is. I'm going also to show you that if you go here and select the camera and go to expert mode, you can modify the ISO in order to make more light. Let me put here 300. And as you can see, we have more lights. Very easy also to assign textures. So just select, for instance, the objects you want to assign. Open the material library, go to user or leather, double click. And here it is. You can adjust, of course, the texture in a very easy way. Just go to texture position. You can choose auto access or whatever. Let me go texture position, click on center, fit, and here it is. You can also assign a different materials, colors. Since we don't have a lot of time, I want to show you also another capabilities. We added something called the darkroom. It is a completely nice thing. Since we don't have time, it's already rendered here. And this is a scene. And one thing is really very nice with the darkroom is, since it is rendered, once you finish your rendering, you can still go back here. We have all lights. You can switch on and off the lights in the scene. And just to make an example, see the light only from this lamp. You can increase also the light. Let me put here 2. So you don't need to re-render once you finish your rendering. If you need more light, you can just go to the Relight tab in the darkroom and modify it. You can add the other light here from the back, increase the or decrease. Let me put here 2. And so on. Add some light from the from outside. Just go to Sky, IBL, just add it, or make it a little bit, 0.5 or 0.1, and so on. So I guess this is till now everything. I don't know, Orlando, if you want to show something else about modeling, or if you have any question about rendering.
No, I don't have any questions, Adel. I really, really like what you showed. I think it's showing how powerful the software is. If there is anyone in the audience having a question, now is the time to raise the hand or to chat in the box. I don't see any response, so I think it's clear to everybody. So since we're running a bit over time, I think it's time to end the demo. Adel, what do you think?
Yeah, for me it's fine.
Yeah, or is
If
there
there are
something
no
you really,
questions.
really want to see, want to show? No, okay. I'll take back the screen. So to finish this up, how do you get started with this software if you haven't already? That's easy. First, request a trial. You just go to solidthinking.com and request a trial. So the link is in the PDF. I will send it to you. You fill out the form and you have 15 days of free trial. From your portal, oops, sorry, I already clicked this. Yeah. You can then download your software and you can see the status of your demo. So you see in my example, sorry, we have a lot of units. We have a lot of days left. So you will be able to monitor your trial license or your final license eventually in an online portal. And you can share your license by adding users also. So it's basically it's a floating license, which is very important. That's something else that is different than Evolve. So you have an instant floating license and you can add users as you go. Now, once you download it, installed and run the software from the from the help menu, you can access a lot of information, which is really, really helpful. You'll see online what's new, get started tutorials, and I really encourage you to do the get started and the tutorials. So you'll have a step-by-step documentation for your first steps in this software. Now, should that still be a little bit difficult and should you need any help, don't hesitate to contact us. We can schedule a session online for say an hour, and we'll get you started and help you out on the way. Because we can understand that it doesn't make any sense to search for a function for an hour if we can tell you in 3 seconds, right? So let's help each other, and please contact us should you have a need for any help. If then you are convinced, then you can go for the purchase with us. If you are an Evolve user, we have a special price. It's 400 euros for the first year. Since you invested already in a permanent license of Evolve, which of course will not go away, but will eventually maybe not run on your new system, we offer you the possibility to also have this price for 2 or 3 years. So for the coming 3 years, you'll have Studio for 400 euros a year. If you're a new user, you can buy, this is an offer, it's a one-time offer, 1 year for 499. So these offers will expire end of this month. So I hope you get going with the demo and trial and get convinced. So should you want to purchase, you can just go to shop.designaid.eu. It will land in our web shop, and there is the product for your purchase. So here's the annual license now on sale, and here's the annual upgrade now on sale. And if you need extra information or other information, request your quote at our general info at designaid.eu email address. So, any questions at this point? Nobody raising the hand. Nobody typing. So I think we're done. I'm really excited for this piece of software. At Design Aid, we sell more software, of course, than Studio. We do Rhino, we do Shark, we did Modo. But to be honest, as a designer, I'm a designer myself. I think Studio is the most versatile one. It is a pleasure to work with. The history is very robust. It's usable. It's fast. It's flexible. It's fantastic. So I hope you like this webinar, and I hope you get going with the trial. Adel, thank you very much. You did a really
welcome.
good job. It was a pleasure watching you. And,
thanks.
Yeah. So let's end this webinar. We'll send you the recordings and the PDFs. And yeah, we wish you all a pleasant day. Oh, one question coming in. Oh, it's a remark. Thanks. Okay, you're welcome. You're welcome. Bye-bye.